And it's gangsters, we're back again with another video, and today, man, I'm gonna show you how I make this very dark trap melody completely from scratch. As I was making it, bro, I thought that it was only right for me to show you how I made it because it's so fucking fire, bro. I won't lie to you. So if you're ready, man, without wasting any further time, let's get into it. Well, so as very first thing, as you can see from the project, I put the tempo of the melody at 124 BPM, and as very first element of the melody, I use this stock preset from Analog Lab, which is called Fake Harpsichord, which sounds clean, man. It's a key. So fire, man, trust me. And this is the piano roll of the sound. Very simple, as you can see. So we're setting the D sharp minor scale, and as you can see, we just have a very simple long note over here which lasts for 2 bars, and this counter melody on the top which is ridiculously simple. And after that, I decided to render out the pattern and to do a little bit of processing, such as reversing it and stretching it out a little bit. As you can see here, I reversed the audio clip and also stretched it out a little bit, and this is what I come up with. Very fire, man. Now I've also done a little bit of mixing on the sound. So as you can see, we got an EQ over here, the Valhalla vintage verb for the reverb, and also a little bit of delay. And this is what the actual sample sounds like. See, very dark, man. And this is literally the foundation of the melody. Like after that, all the sounds that I use are literally being used by one single note, but this was the most complex piano roll of the entire melody, you feel me? And it was easy as well, just to make you understand how easy it is, this melody in reality. Now for the next sound, we still got another set of keys which are coming still from Analog Lab, and the preset is called Harmonica, and this is literally the piano roll of this pattern. Yeah, it's very simple. It's literally a bass, bro. And once again, I've rendered out the pattern, and as you can see here, I've once again reversed the sample, and I also stretched it out a little bit. And also together with the first sound, this is the way it sounds. You see, it makes a lot of sense, bro. Now at this point, I wanted to layer the sound with a little bit more high-end, and once again I used the preset from Analog Lab. Bro, I promise you, stock presets from Analog Lab, they are goated, man. And if they want to reach out to me, man, tell them to pull up, bro, because I'm a sponsor, and bro, I genuinely fuck with Arturia stuff. Like, they are fire. So I use this preset right here, which is called Hybrid Piano, and as you can see here, we got a simple chord progression made by 2 chords, D sharp and A sharp. As you can see, insanely basic. But then what I've done was to put the halftime. You feel me? It gives that grittiness. And then once again, all I did was to render out the pattern, reversing it. And I've also pitched up the sound by 15 cents, which is like ridiculous. It doesn't really serve a purpose of switching the key or anything like that, but I've noticed that it kind of gives a very interesting effect to the final sample. Now from that, as you can see from the mixer rack, I did a little bit of mixing. So I started with the Fruity Phaser with the default preset. And then we got an EQ with a cut on the low end and a little reverse bell on the high end. Then we got a Fruity Chorus with the default preset, and we reduced mixing from the knob right here. Then we got another EQ over here with another reverse bell. And last but not least, I used the stereo enhancer to spread out the sound a little bit with the phase offset. And this is the way it sounds now. Really fire, man. And once combined with the second and the first sound that we got so far, this is the way it sounds. You feel me, bro? You see how dark it sounds, bro? Come on. Damn, this is fire, bro. And the funny thing is that I've literally started from this sound right here, which sounded completely differently, bro. Like, just listen. You see how different sounds from this. You feel me? It's a totally different thing, but this is what happens when you flip and reverse and you add a little bit of mixing to certain sounds and stuff, and you don't have to do any weird crazy melody. Now for the next sound, you're catching me lacking once again, bro, because you already know we're still in Analog Lab, bro. And in this case, I've used this preset which is called Bells and Strings, and this is literally the piano roll that I used. You feel me? Very basic. And once I rounded up the pattern, I reversed the audio clip and pitched it down 12 semitones. And I've also changed the length of the sample because this is the way it looked, but I extended it. This is the way it looks now, and this is the way it also sounds now. See, very dark. Yeah, like, it's hard to explain it as a sound, but if you want to make something dark, like, you already know that this sound is gonna go hard, you feel me? Now for the next sound, I actually use the bell, which comes from Supreme, link down below in the description if you want to check it out. And it's literally a bell, bro. But all I did was to reverse it and also extend the length of the sample, and this is the way it sounds. So for the processing of this reverse bell, I used the fruity phaser. Then we got a fruity chorus and a little bit of reverb as well. And this is the way it sounds with the previous sound that I showed you. You see, it makes a lot of sense, bro. Since this being a dark melody, textures like these, like, they go crazy, man. Now for the next sound, I've actually spiced it up a little bit. I used this piano from Keyscape, which is the LA Custom C7 Pop piano. But once again, we have a very basic piano with the two notes on D sharp 2 and D sharp 3, just to give a little bit of more body to the melody. You feel me? And all I did here was to reverse the audio clip which came out of the pattern of the piano. I reversed it and then pitched it up 12 semitones, and I've also reduced the length of the original sample because this is the way it actually looked. As you can see here, this was the original length of the sample, but then I decided to shorten it and to make it last for just 1 bar. So this is the final length of the sample, as you can see. Yeah, man, like, it's crazy as hell. And then I've also done a little bit of processing. So I put the halftime first, then we got Portal with this preset right here from my man Loop Legend, and then finally we got a little bit of EQ with a cut on the high end and a little cut on the mid low end frequencies. Yeah, man, like, it's hard to describe these sounds that I've used for the melody because they're literally like dark textures. Like, it's not anything too specific. It's not like a violin, a flute, or a piano or anything like that. I may have started with the generic sound, but then from the way I flipped it, you know, with the reverse, with the pitch up, with the mixing and everything, like, it came out something completely different from every single sound I use, you feel me? Now this is literally what we got so far for the melody. Yeah, it's crazy, man. So dark, bro. Loving it. Now for the second last sound of the melody, I used the lead, still from, of course, Analog Lab, and it's this one right here. I think it's stock as well, Mega Moose Super lead. And as you can see here, once again, we got a very simple note on D sharp 5. And then what I did was to reverse the audio clip, and I've also changed the length because this is the way it looked originally, but then I've extended it, and this is the way it sounds now. It is nothing too crazy, but as you can see, it kind of fades out. Now for the mixing of the sound, we got the fruity chorus and also the fruity flangers with the default preset. And bear in mind that when I use the fruity chorus, fruity flangers, fruity phaser, or anything like that, normally I use the default preset. I don't really play around like that with the plugin, but I tend to play around with the mixing of the plugin itself. Literally nothing too crazy to say about this shit. And then last but not least, we got a one shot of a piano which literally comes from the Keyscape which I showed you before, this one right here. And it's literally this one right here. So I didn't use another piano, it's literally the same one. I think I've duplicated, yeah, as you can see here, I've literally duplicated this one shot right here. So I made it unique, and as you can see, I've only used the first 2 bars of the piano. Yeah, nothing too crazy, man. Like, it's literally simple. And yeah, man, as far as elements, these are literally all of the elements that are included in this melody right here. Now, one thing I did was to play around a little bit with some parts of certain elements. For example, we got these shots over here on the second half of the melody, which if you listen to the melody, like, you can kind of hear them in the background. that they're really hidden, but they give that extra flavor to the melody, you feel me? Because you can't hear them here, you know. Another thing that you can see from the second half of the melody is that we have these audio clips right here, which are literally these ones right here, but they've been made unique, and I think I pitched them out 12 semitones, yeah, as you can see here. So yeah, these ones here have been pitched up 12 semitones just to give a little bit of change between the first half of the melody and the second half. You feel me? Now, one thing that I was about to forget is the master channel, and I've used the RC20 on the master channel just because this plugin here kind of gives that sample vintage vinyl feeling to the melody, and I really like it sometimes every now and then just to kind of give you a little bit of seasoning to the melody, you feel me? And last but not least, we also got a compressor just to make sure that the volume of the melody doesn't spike up or like pretty much remains even, you feel me? Alright, my man, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Let me know down below in the comments if you've learned something out of it, and also let me know what you want to see next. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're still yet to do it. And if you want to get the same exact drums that I use for my trap beats, check out the first link down below in the description for Supreme. That is my best go-to trap drum kit. Also, make sure that you follow me on Instagram at Stepuz. And bro, I'ma see you on the next step.